why YouTubers are turning Hollywood upside down. It's all anyone is talking about. Story in Variety, why YouTubers are turning Hollywood upside down. Look at this. Here it is. There's Markiplier, Kane Parsons. Look at they're all there. Curry Barker. Alan, what's in this story?
All right. Well, Hollywood may have just gotten a wake-up call. The biggest story at the box office isn't from billion-dollar franchises anymore. It's coming from YouTube. Backrooms, directed by 20-year-old YouTube creator Kane Parsons, exploded to an incredible $81 million opening weekend with a roughly $10 million budget, becoming A24's biggest opening ever. At the same time, Obsession from fellow YouTuber Curry Barker grossed $100 million domestically and made just for $750,000. Meanwhile, Disney's Mandalorian Grogu stumbled 70% second weekend to drop despite its $165 million budget. Veteran horror filmmaker James Wan says this moment has been years in the making. The YouTube generation has finally come of age. Wan argues that creators grew up making content with almost no resources, constantly experimenting, and getting immediate audience feedback. He even called YouTube the perfect incubator for emerging voices. According to horror producer Jason Blum, YouTube creators arrive in Hollywood with an advantage traditional filmmakers don't have. He says these creators spend years making things for a live audience, learning in real time what works. He added that YouTube develops a survival instinct to keep audiences engaged because if you lose someone for a few seconds, they are gone. A huge factor is that creators already have dedicated communities. Fans who spend years watching their videos are now buying movie tickets. One analyst estimated that Kane Pixel's existing fandom alone accounted for 22% of Backroom's opening weekend demand. The trend also reflects changing tastes from Gen Z. Research sites in the article suggest younger viewers are increasingly tired of superhero sequels and franchise spin-offs. Instead, they're gravitating toward original concept-driven horror movies that feel fresh and authentic. The result, fans feel these films are made for them rather than by committee. The broader takeaway is that Hollywood's traditional gatekeepers may have less power than ever. As Blum puts it, you used to need a studio or an agent, but now a kid with a camera and an internet connection can make something, put it on in front of millions of people, and build a real audience without anyone's blessing.
I am so excited by all of this. It is so exciting because I think the reason Gen Z has tuned out of the movies is sequels, prequels, midquels, interquels. They're tired of these franchises that are frankly, they're another generation.
You mean Gen Z didn't go see The Fall Guy?
Well, first of all, it's a good movie in spite of it being attached to an old Lee Majors TV show,
right?
Which was fun, but the movie is kind of apart from that. Although
but the point is, it wasn't made for Gen Z. Gen Z,
correct,
had no idea what The Fall Guy was. So why would they go out and see that?
Why would they go? And I almost think there's a disdain for like, oh, roll your eyes, another Star Wars, another this. And it's especially pandering when they take a franchise like Star Trek, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Starfleet Academy?
Barely. I'm sorry, it's burned in my brain.
We suffered through all the episodes. Okay, so that's an older franchise. And when you try to appeal to the kids, to Gen Z, it's the pandering is pathetic. It's like that meme with Steve Buscemi. Hey, fellow kids, he's got the backwards baseball cap. He's got the backwards baseball cap. He's holding the skateboard. Hey, fellow kids. That's what these franchises are to them. It means nothing. It means nothing. And so these are filmmakers of another generation making movies that have something to say, something beyond the, what the story, surface level story is. Obsession dealing with, well, a lot of things with dysfunctional male female relationships without going into detail, or back rooms, isolation. There's so much. There's so many layers in that. And look, I know Backrooms is not for everyone. It's very weird. It's very David Lynch to me. Not everything is explained. I do like things that are weird. I like certain bad movies as a guilty pleasure. And then Markiplier, Iron Lung, I didn't love it. I didn't love that movie, but being accurate to the game and being faithful and being about his fans and not caring about serving a corporation or serving, what concerns from the marketing department. We can't have too much blood. We can't do this. This shows you when you just hand the reins to creators that have a very strong vision and something to say underneath the surface, you will find success with an audience. Alan, what are your thoughts on this? This is why Film Threat exists. And we cover movies like this all the time. Now, they're not all, oh my God, I did the thing. I'm so sorry.
I know, I was about to say, and then I lose when I'm
oh my God. You know who does that too? Matthew Bologna does the same thing. He has a co-host and he says, what do you think? And then begins to answer.
Was he the guy who did the interview at CinemaCon?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't stand that guy. Okay.
But
look, here's
what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. So two things. Here's a comment. The comment from Jason Blum. These creators spend years making things for a live audience, learning in real time what works. If you lose someone for a second, they are gone. Hollywood, that's a lesson to learn.
Yes.
That the movies you make are for audiences, the ones that you want their money. So you make a movie for them. And what these Gen Z creators have done or have realized, because their livelihoods are dependent upon it, is to understand their audiences, cater to their audience, and produce things that the audience wants. Look, you could claim that a lot of these movies are originals, but they're really adaptations of video games or YouTube videos that they love. And so you have to honor the spirit of the video game. You have to honor the spirit of these movies and these shorts. And Minecraft, huge movie for Gen Z. Minecraft is a game Gen Z was. I mean, it's a Gen Z game for crying out loud. And then the other thing is, you don't need a studio or an agent now to get your stuff on. That's the best part of it. Is Hollywood is not the dream anymore. You can make the dream work.
Well, they're telling stories based on what you and I grew up with Star Wars and Star Trek. Okay, it's fine, and they're telling those stories, but they're telling the corporate sanitized versions of those stories.
Yeah, they're afraid of offending an audience versus giving an audience what they want.
So these are the things that Gen Z and millennials, for that matter, grew up with: video games, internet lore, and they want to tell those stories, their version of those stories. That's what they want to tell.
By the way, I blame all this on millennials.
Well, I
blame the problem on millennials. They're the ones who have told us all about diversity, equity, inclusion, that they don't want to offend people. They're touchy-feely. And then Gen Z is coming right back at him. No, just make stuff we want.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a lot more we can discuss here. I gotta share this with you. A lot of other stories that relate to this one topic. Just you'll be blown away by this. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to share with you.
Take that down.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I got it. I got
to stop sharing or switch tabs or something.
Here we go. Right here. James Wan says his team didn't realize Kane Parsons was still in high school when they first reached out about a Backrooms movie. We didn't realize until we reached out that Kane was still in high school. It felt unique. It felt different. There was a vibe. and a concept that seemed fresh. One of the producers, Corey Adelson, added that the industry is now more open to young filmmakers from platforms like YouTube who understand audiences in ways traditional systems often don't. I love this.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like, well, they didn't even know. They were impressed by the work first. They didn't know he was a male, didn't know he was white, didn't know he was maybe a group that, you know, he probably would have been, if he submitted this to Sundance, might not have gotten in, because Sundance prioritizes a lot of times identity over quality of content.
You know, a white guy couldn't make it into Sundance.
What?
A white guy couldn't make it into the Sundance?
Yeah. I mean, they can, but they have. But I just think that they're not being prioritized. And these are new filmmakers that are prioritizing their stories. And look at this. It's like, I'm just scrolling through so many stories. Backroom claims 7.7 million Monday for 80. It's made $100 million in 6 days.
Yeah.
6 days. It's absolutely unprecedented. And
I hope they frame the permission slip his parents signed to let him work on the project.
Yeah, last thing here, let me just show you real quick. The original photo is old. The original photo that inspired Backroom's lore is older than the director himself. This is the original picture of that actually inspired the Backrooms game, like games, the videos on YouTube. This is it. It's older than the director. I love this because more than anything in storytelling, especially indie films, we want authenticity, honest expression, and free from corporate. Well, we need a Burger King meal or a KFC meal for Supergirl or whatever. And this is it. It's unbelievable to me. And I think it's inspiring. Yeah. It's really inspiring.